I'm going to go ahead and call a meeting to order and welcome everybody. Okay, I don't believe we have any minutes. There weren't any in the packet.
Nope.
No road encroachments. And we have a request from the Power, Water, and Sewer District to ask the powers that be for an extension. They're having a little trouble getting all the pieces put together for the funding on that.
For an extension for the CDBG.
Yeah. I'll read the first paragraph, and that's kind of the meat of it. On behalf of the Teton County Commissioners, we would like to express our appreciation of the Community Development Block Grant Award to assist the Power, Teton County Water and Sewer District with the new, more reliable water source. The project is moving forward, but we would like to respectfully request an extension on the startup conditions. Per district, all the conditions have been met, but they are working on securing the last funding piece. And I can make a copy of this for you, Mel.
Perfect.
I make a motion to approve the letter for them.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the letter asking for an extension for the power, sewer, and water. Any discussion? I would just like to say that this has kind of been a bugger, to put it mildly, get all the players and pieces put together. Hopefully it'll come to pass, because power is sure in need of a good, reliable water source. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Tracy she's a coordinator at the Sun River Watershed Group. She was going to come and then send an email saying that she would beg out and she would come in April or May after things settle down. Takes us to the road discussion. We've kind of alluded to this fact before, but we're kind of reorganizing the road department. I'll ask Alan to kind of give us a little update on what's going on up there.
Just working. No. We've kind of updated our gravel system with new trucks, new belly dumps, so that we can be more productive when we're graveling. Instead of having 8 dump trucks going, which takes 8 men, we can run 4 belly dumps and use 4 men. The productivity level goes way up for us, but we can have other people doing other things. So to help buy some of the new equipment, we've sold a lot of surplus, approximately 60,000 so far, 65, I guess. By the time we're done with selling 2 more dump trucks, we should be over 100,000, which helps to buy some of this equipment, and we don't have to dig into the budget. So these guys don't have to come up with more money for us.
And Alan, the new equipment that you've purchased so far is the was it 4 semi-truck
4 semi-trucks,
and 2 belly
2 new
dumps.
belly dumps, yes.
And the semi trucks aren't brand new.
They're not brand new. No.
Right.
They're
New to
new
us.
trucks.
Yes.
They're all the same truck. They're all identical trucks, same engine, same everything. So we don't have a piece here and a piece there.
Yeah, filters and all the maintenance items will be the same on all the
Yeah.
trucks.
And it's all upgrades for the equipment,
Yes, yes.
which hasn't been done for a while.
We've gravelled approximately 13 miles so far in the time we've had. And we're working on new gravel pits and trying to find gravel and get some crushed.
All righty, thank you. Anybody have any questions of Alan?
Just our support for what he's done and the whole crew, so.
Alan, if you've done 13 miles of county roads so far, what is your goal for this graveling season?
That's gonna be kind of the end of it for right now. We have a little more to do, maybe 3 or 4 miles, but we're gonna have to turn to laden roads. If winter ever goes away.
Okay,
And the crew has been outstanding. They've done everything and more that I've asked. They've got a lot of work done. This last storm, they were all out plowing on Sunday, and they're still out there replowing and plowing. So they've done everything I've asked them. So I really haven't done anything. They get the work done.
You accomplished a lot for not
Yeah.
having done anything.
Yeah.
We appreciate that.
Yes, we do. All right, thank you for that. Commissioner reports?
I went to the board meeting for the power, water, and sewer last Tuesday, and you're right, there's just a bunch of moving pieces that we're having to get together, but I think it's gonna all come together hopefully soon. Engineer seemed to have a pretty good plan, so hopefully it'll work.
Okay, and I might just add that Monday night we had a Board of Health meeting. And I guess you're aware of that meeting they're having at 2:00 today to kind of come up with a plan to deal with COVID-19.
I will come and I will live stream that because I think there'll be a lot of community interest in that.
Absolutely.
In the middle of the day, not a great time for people to come, and COVID-19 concerns, not a good time for people to come to an actual meeting, but I know Melissa has it set up so that people can call in.
And I asked, Tim Sinton is our health officer.
Mhm.
I asked him at that meeting, I said, what's the difference between the coronavirus and the H1N1,
Mhm.
which killed over 100,000 people? And at this point, I think the coronavirus has only killed like 4,500. They couldn't really answer me that. But last night on Channel 3 News, they had a reporter there that made the comparison.
Mhm.
And I think the gal was from the Cascade County Health Department. She said the big deal is we don't have any therapies developed for coronavirus yet. There's a lot of unknowns. It may not come to the point that it gets as bad as the H1N1, but they don't know. And that's kind of the big sticker that they're still working on therapies for it. So kind of answered my question. Okay. And I see Sarah just showed up.
Roads are terrible.
Are they?
We approved your letter.
Oh.
Anything to add to that?
We do have everything in on the USDA rural development application now. They were applying for an emergency type situation because of how they get water from the Muddy Creek and flooding and drought. It affects that and all the silt. And I have pictures of water in people's sinks. It's not good. But USDA doesn't quite know how to handle an emergency grant because they've never had one in the state. So rather than take the time to deal with all of that, because we don't know how long it'll take, we're just going to push through a regular application. So that should be done in the next, depending on how slow they are, a couple of months. But since everyone's quarantined, they should all be able to just sit and read and approve and do paperwork like the rest of the world.
Good thought.
I talked to EDA this morning on a coronavirus update. I have a conference call this afternoon with this state and the Montana Economic Developers Association to talk about what can be done for small businesses. I mean, like, I know it's personal, but in Augusta, the drive-through coffee shop is the only place open. Everything else is closed for Lewis and Clark County. So I'm like, you can't even get a cup of coffee anywhere in town. But the store's taken good care of, you know, all the elderly and delivering groceries and things. So I'm kind of taking stock of what's going on in each community. We're still pretty great up in here since there hasn't been any, and even Cascade County hasn't shut anything down yet. I heard it's coming tomorrow just because my office is in the DES office. So they're talking a lot of low interest loans for businesses, and I have an issue with that. Low interest loans are great, but if you can't bring your revenues back up for the time that you've lost, the art show in Great Falls hit horribly. The wing thing here, I mean, your tourism piece has just been shut down. I only saw one car today out at Freeze Out, and last week there were tons. So, well, and your roads have something to do with it today. But I'll have more information after that as to what can be done to help the small businesses that are really going to be impacted, especially in rural areas, if they start really making everyone shut down. So that's what I know with that.
And those are state road. Sorry.
Well, they're terrible. I know they're
I
state
might
roads,
want to take the
but
county roads home. Don't be much
you
better.
know, I'm like, what is this?
Except behind the lake, they're closed.
I somehow missed the memo that there's sheets of ice, and then right out of town there's a semi off and 2 pickups and a car, but there's no ice on the road. So I don't know what's going on there. But so that's where we are with the whole COVID-19. Our annual meeting has been postponed. We'll have a conference call just as an update with
Heard
that.
that on KSEN this morning.
Just so that we can move forward with everything. I'm like, we can't
That might be
have a
a
meeting.
good point, Alan, to make. Now, Alan's going to close the West Lake Road, west of Freeze Out. They had an incident out there, was it yesterday?
Yeah.
And that took 3 county outfits to get him out. He was stuck in the snow on
Yes, it's called the West.
West Lake Road.
15th lane, northwest,
Is that,
No.
is that,
southwest.
It's not 50.
Fifth. I got it written down in my pickup.
Fifth?
Fifth, yeah.
Yeah, it's 5th lane northwest for OAs and 6th lane northwest.
Yeah, it turns to 6th up on top of the hill.
Between First Road Northwest and East Ham Junction.
What did you nickname? What was the nickname? Freeze Up Way?
West Lake Road is
West Lake Road.
common.
Some people call it the Sportsman's Road. It's the one the kids like to go mud bogging on.
Is that why they were coming out today from up there and it looked like
that's close.
government vehicles?
Drifting snow.
Drifting snow and, yep, it needs some attention, and
Yeah.
Alan thought we should just close it for,
And there's no need for people to use that road other than bird watch.
Okay.
You know, there's no,
No cattle back there anymore. Nothing.
nobody lives on it.
It's closed from Spring Valley Road to Highway 89.
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
I don't know, you both
Really
started,
dry.
just started.
I know, I'm
It was
like, yeah.
like, really?
She brought some dust in with her.
Mine's allergies. I sounded like I was dying yesterday.
All righty, if any public comment. Okay, we're adjourned. And like I say, we have that meeting at 2:00. Yes. I'll make a copy
Oh,
of
yeah.
this